With UC having been eliminated from the NCAA tournament in one-and-done fashion, it's probably worth going back and taking a look at the impact Sean Kilpatrick had on this program. He'll leave as UC's second all-time leading scorer and just the second player to surpass the 2,000-point plateau. And he did that with defenses chasing him all over the floor every night. Brad Johansson, one-on-one now with Sean for one last time.
With Sean Kilpatrick in the locker room, this is a difficult time to assess everything, but as you look back on what it all was, what are you thinking about here in a first-round loss?
Nothing right now. I can't even think right now.
Frustration?
Yeah. In certain situations like this, especially during the tournament time, you need more than 2 guys or 3 guys. Like, you need more than me, Justin, and Titus to really do everything. But I mean, they did a pretty good job with trying to keep everything the way they did.
Give me some perspective on your time at Cincinnati.
It's the best time of my life. I mean, I never really got the chance to play for a coach like Coach Cronin, and I mean, he was someone that guided me through everything, and him just being able to just really help me with my life and turning me into a man. That's something that I really appreciate the most from him. So, I mean, this program is nothing without him, and I'm nothing without him, and I mean, I'm going to miss him more than anything.
And as you look at the future, what's the future look like for you?
I don't know yet. I'm still focused on what just happened, and I mean, hopefully everything does pan out the way every kid wants it to happen, and
to be in the NBA.
Yeah, and that's something that I really want to work towards, and really just hope that everything pans out the way it does.
Been a class act. Pleasure to have you at Cincinnati.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sean Kilpatrick. Mike, we'll send it back to you.
The UC season is over, but a new lease on life is really only beginning for one of the team's student managers. Matt Klein will finish school this spring with a degree and his health. The latter wasn't always a given.
A cruel twist of fate brought Mick Cronin and Matt Klein together many years ago.
And he came to Children's, which is where I was treated when it all started, and he stopped in. We talked, really just kind of talked about basketball.
When I first met him, he was a shell of who he is right now physically.
A mutual friend then brought them together many years after that initial meeting.
My good friend Joe Frederick from Covington Catholic hooked him up through my staff to be a manager, and Joe came to practice. And I said, "Hey, how's Matt Klein doing?" He said, "I don't know, ask him." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "There he is right there, he's your manager."
Yeah, obviously, I changed from the way I looked.
I didn't recognize him. I literally didn't recognize him.
That's because Matt was no longer undergoing chemotherapy to treat the rare form of leukemia. Between that first meeting at Cincinnati Children's and the second in the Cincinnati practice gym, he had received a bone marrow transplant.
I'm not really in remission, but I am. Look at me,
Right.
I'm fine. I can live, do everything everyone else does.
Matt's condition is no longer life-threatening, just life-altering, robbing him of a once promising baseball career. But for the last 3 years, he's found a home in athletics on Coach Cronin's bench.
It's so rewarding to just to see him be healthy.
And for that, he has his sister to thank. You see, it was her bone marrow that was used to save Matt.
Kelly's, she's something else, She's a champ, just like, anybody who went through anything like this is.
Just like those kids he left behind once he was discharged from the hospital.
Being in Children's, I was like 16, I had lived a little, I grew as a person, but those kids in there, it's really sad. I wake up every day and I have a battle, but I realize everybody wakes up with a battle.
State semifinals today for Roger Bacon and Lima Central Catholic. Winner gets a spot in tomorrow's state title game. First half for Bacon, Demare Epperson to come up with the bucket and one in transition. Roger Bacon down 2, 12-10 the score, hanging around later in the half. Austin Frensauce for Bacon bangs down a 3. It's 18-13, Bacon down 5. Quick 8-0 run now for Roger Bacon. Trey McBride gets inside, puts that one in off the window, gets him within 1, but they couldn't get over the hump from there. Great season for Roger Bacon, but it ends in the semis tonight, 63-44. Lima Central Catholic advances to the final. Elite 8 of the Kentucky State Championship down in Lexington today, and Cubcats moving on to the Final Four. 61-54 win as they advance to tomorrow's state semifinal against Bowling Green. Frozen face-off against North Dakota for Miami's Redhawks. First period scoreless. Miami's Blake Coleman snaps a wrist shot for a 1-0 Hawks lead. We go to the second period now. More of the same from the Redhawks. Austin Zarnik moves in. He's firing a wrist shot off the post. You could hear it ping. 2-0 Hawks on their way. Third period. There's the icing. Riley Barber slides it over to Anthony Lewis. That would do it. 3-0 final. Redhawks play in the Frozen face-off final tomorrow for a spot in the NCAA tournament. Puck drops at 8:35 on the CBS Sports Network.